What's up, nerds and gamers from all walks of life? Just in case you didn't know, my name's Justin, and welcome to my channel, Just In Case Gaming. Today, we have a massive unboxing on our hands. We already did Icewind Dale, the entire case of miniatures. Today, we have the premium figure. This is the D&D Icons of the Realms Chardalyn Dragon premium miniature. He is absolutely enormous and is ready to cause a lot of mayhem in your campaign. Firing out radiant laser beams. What will he have in store for us? Let's go check him out. All right, gamers, here we are again, back at the whiteboard, continuing on with our Icewind Dale reviews. Icewind Dale, if you don't know, is the newest adventure campaign by Dungeons & Dragons, and we have already, yesterday, we took a look at an entire case. We unboxed an entire case of the Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden miniatures, and we got every single miniature in that set. So if you haven't checked out that video yet, please go onto my channel or hit the play button. There's a playlist that you can check out, and go ahead and look at that video before you check out this one. Or if you're just wanting to see the Chardalyn Dragon, hang out with me and let's see exactly what makes the Chardalyn Dragon such an imposing creature within the Icewind Dale campaign. And here he is in all of his glory. If I can even get him on the camera. Let's move this back just a hair. We'll move him back. Boom. There he is, the Chardalyn Dragon. And this is a amazing miniature. If you don't know what Chardalyn is actually this, it's a rare type of metal that is found within Icewind Dale, and it has properties that allow it to do many different things, and one of them is to absorb magical energies. And with this Chardalyn Dragon, it actually is tainted with dark magics. So I'm not gonna do any spoilers on exactly who makes the Chardalyn Dragon or how he came to be. But if you wanna learn more about that, I do have a Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden Adventure campaign review that I will be doing, where you can see some of what makes the campaign so good and check out if it's something that you want to run. But let's just dive in to the miniature itself. And he has a lot of really great details that is going through this entire miniature. I love all of the dry brushing that is on the Chardalyn itself, which this whole dragon is a Chardalyn construct. So he is considered a construct, and he is a siege weapon. And you can see, I love all of the great paint details that they were able to get in between all of his, I guess you would call these metal scales. We're just gonna call it scales. And how it just looks like there's this heat radiating from every single aspect of him. And he has this great dry brushing detail, like I was talking about, that gives the Chardalyn this weathered look. And I'll turn off this light so that you can see it in this lighting as well. And it also has this nice sheen on the miniature that makes it look like it's shiny, but not overly shiny, because Chardalyn is this this blackish, purplish substance. And if you take a look at this is a big, hefty boy. It has a lot of weight to it. It really does. These pauldrons right here, they have these spikes. And I love the musculature that they were able to get throughout the entire miniature. I love his little talons that he has right here. And just the design of him, I think, is so cool. He's not like any other dragon that I've seen before. He is very, very unique. Let's take a look right here. And you can see the back detail. And I love these like hip bone, like hip joint type things that he has going on there. I think that's really cool. Oh. And I also like how his neck is seemingly coming out of these bigger pieces toward the top, how it's just like kind of jutting out there. And I love the angles of these, the spinal ridge coming down through here, how it's very like angled off. I think that's probably the right terminology. Let's get a good look at his face. So there's the Chardalyn Dragon's face. And I like how it looks like he's got this Darth Vader kind of helmet. Tell me that you don't like hear Darth Vader's voice coming through these vents right here. Icewind Dale, I am your father. I think that he has this this gravitas about him that is just like, it's doom, you know? I love his hands right here too. I don't know if you can, oops, hit the camera. I don't know if you can see how it looks like he has on like armored pieces on his fingers. I don't know if anybody's familiar with those kind of rings that have the blades on them that bend down like that. That's what these look like. And this guy is just a massive creature. I love the wings, very bendy right here, kind of plastics, and he is solid all the way through. This is not a hollow miniature, so you're really getting your money's worth. He retails for $79.99, and you can pick this guy up at your friendly local game store, or you can go on WizKids and order one. You can also go on Miniature Market. And let's take a look at the wings right here. I'm loving how you have this jutted out, what would normally be like a talon on a normal dragon. It just is this big shard of Chardalyn that comes to the point. And then you can see how this ring right here is kind of like a joint that allows the wings to come out. And then it goes down through the skeletal structure within the metals. And I don't know what his wings, like this, the webbing in between here is made of. I don't think it specifies in the book. I don't think it's Chardalyn, it's some kind of other material, but it is gorgeous in person. You have these deep blacks that go into these purple hues, and the purple is not overtly purple, but it has a nice coloration to it. And I'm really digging these rips and tears in it, making it look like he's seen some battle. He's kind of well constructed, but also it seems like they didn't maybe have enough of the pieces or something to kind of put in there, or maybe that's just battle damage, whatever you want your storyline to be. I love this back right here. You can see each individual plate, and you see those like thermal vents that are going throughout here. And I mean, the paint detail on the, what looks like the heat, the radiating heat, is done fairly decent. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, but it looks good for what it is. You can definitely tell that the heat detail is much better than on the Infernal War Machine here Here's the grates on the Infernal War Machine's front piece. And that's the heat detail that they did with that. Looks much better, in my opinion. It just doesn't look like it's kind of just sprayed on there. You can actually see that they took their time and went into each crevice. Let's flip him over on the bottom here. And you can see these two rings. So you see the outer ring there, and that is for stability of the miniature. And then you see that inner ring that has the name Chardalyn Dragon. That is his actual size. That is how much space that he actually takes up on the battle map, because he's gargantuan in size. He's a gargantuan construct. However, they are doing with these bigger miniatures, these outer rings, for stability purposes, because it is a very big miniature, and if it only had this itty bitty little gargantuan base to be on, he would not stand up on his own. I'm loving the tail as well. They got this curvature to the tail, and it just looks very natural, and it comes to this massive spike. And you can even see these little ridges that make it look like they might have welded that into there. And it has this subtle dry brushing of like this silverish gray throughout the entire mini, to where you know that this thing was actually constructed. It did not just come from somewhere on its own. I really think that this is such a unique miniature. Let's go ahead and do a couple of size comparisons. Let's put him there. We'll start off keeping in theme with Icewind Dale. Let's do the human hunter right here. Here's a human hunter. I'll put it on the base so that you can see. He is enormous. And I'm really hoping that this is the kind of scale that they're going to start going with for gargantuan creatures, because I think that this really represents what we all think of when we think of gargantuan sized monsters. I think that this is the kind of scale that we should definitely be going forward with. So WizKids, if you're listening, please start doing that. That would be amazing. All right, next up, we're gonna go with a large creature, and we're gonna have the snowy owlbear. So there's the snowy owlbear with the Chardalyn Dragon. Next up, we will take the white dragon that was in the Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden miniatures set. And there it is next to the Chardalyn Dragon. He just is looking like a snack, isn't he? Which I don't know if the Chardalyn Dragon could really open his mouth. I think that that's just, you know, I'm a firing my laser kind of mouth. I don't really think that, because in the book it says that he doesn't need to eat, sleep, or do anything. So I don't actually know if he can open that mouth. But in your own adventure, if you want him to, I'm sure he can. So that was the young adult white dragon. Here is the adult white dragon miniature by D&D, which was released last month. And if you want to see my review on this mini, I do have a video up reviewing it. But you can see it's fits well into scale. The wings stand taller, but the Chardalyn Dragon is much longer. Very big. Next up, let's take a look at the Frost Giant skeleton. This was also in the Icewind Dale miniature set. So there he is next to the Chardalyn Dragon. He stands about as tall, almost as tall as the Chardalyn Dragon when it's standing up like that. And then finally, to give you a better sense of scale, here is the Infernal War Machine. So let's do a siege weapon with a siege weapon. And it is about from the smokestack here to the tip of this wing. He is about as long as the Infernal War Machine. Let's take another look right here. And there we go. Those are some size comparisons to give you all a general idea of just how massive this miniature is, but it is truly a gorgeous miniature. Let's go ahead and take a look at it on some terrain, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So as for my final thoughts with the Chardalyn Dragon Premium Miniature, I think this guy is an amazing piece to add to your collection. For anyone that is really wanting an epic-sized boss monster, this guy is great, especially if you're going to be running Icewind Dale. He's featured very prominently within the book, and you're going to need this mini, but he could be used for any kind of adventure. For his imposing size, amazing detail, I think this guy is well worth the money. If you are able to get your hands on this guy, he would be a great collection piece for anyone to enjoy. I say buy him. So gamers, that wraps up my review and take on the D&D Icons of the Realms Chardalyn Dragon Premium Miniature. If you're running Icewind Dale, you are definitely going to need this bad boy. Or if you're a DM that's just looking for a really epic-sized dragon, I cannot think of something better. Or maybe you're wanting a piece of nice artwork to sit on your shelf that is the size of a cat. This guy's for you. I wanted to thank each and every single one of you for taking time out of your day today and listening to what I had to share with you. If you like the content that we are creating, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Also, hit that like button. It really lets us know that you guys are loving the content that we create here. I wanted to thank each and every single one of you one more time and just say, stay safe out there, be nerdy, and I'll see you in the next video.